Hello, 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 everyone. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. I'm having a great day. I slept for 12 hours, and we're gonna crush Melania today. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna crush her. We're just gonna smack her like 4 times, and she'll be dead. Plenty of energy. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like 100%. I was up for much too long, multiple days in a row. I was up for 24 hours, and then I think I slept normally for one day, and then I was up for 24 hours again. I shouldn't have done that, but, you know, it is what it is. Nothing has changed since yesterday. I mean, I've got a few runes in the bottom right, but that's just because I was smacking an enemy up there to do a sound test. I haven't changed anything. I'm probably not going to change anything. Actually, maybe I change one specific thing. Let us mix this wondrous physic. This restores HP when near death. Shit is kind of garbage. So all damage negation, boost poise. Do I want? I think I just want to do all damage negation, I guess. But yeah, let's just go right into it. Let's just... Actually, I might... Do I change this for something else? There was one other thing I was considering when I was going through all of this before stream yesterday. But I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna go straight into the attempts, I think. Yesterday was a tragedy. Today will surely just be easy peasy. Right? Should it just be easy peasy? She's gonna get hit by both these fireballs. I'm gonna do the thing. Oh. Okay, well.
Blade of Nicola.
I didn't get to hit her because I missed the first attack when she was down, but I was already so close that I just didn't think I could get away. I knew that was coming, so... First one is a gimme, as we say. Getting right back into the blender is just how this is gonna work. Oh, okay, she didn't get knocked down, but... Okay. Now you're gonna let me throw a fireball at you. Thank you. Yeah, Cryo, I'm also kind of surprised that it's like there's too many buttons for you in Deadlock, because there's functionally not that many buttons compared to a lot of other games. Yeah, she wants to do waterfowl, so I'm gonna encourage her to do waterfowl. Thank you. It's not that it's too many buttons, it's that aiming and pressing number keys just feels off to you. Huh. It feels natural to me, but again, I played very many years of Smite. What feels off to me is the fact that you can't queue up a lot of abilities before you actually shoot them. You just, if you press the button, it immediately comes out. I think she should do the follow-up swing, because I thought it was too far away from her. Even without Smite, it's pretty normal. Well, I just mean, like, that, like, pressing WASD and 1, 2, 3, 4 while constantly aiming is, like, is actually... pressing 1, 2, 3, 4 in shooters is not a thing that happens much at all. And WoW, you basically don't move with WASD in PvP. What? How do you move? What? You can walk forward by holding left click and right click, but how is that... How is that more natural than WASD? You're saying you're just always queuing up skills all the time, just so your hands have to be hovered on the buttons? That seems strange. I love missing that first swing because it's at an odd angle. Absolutely, huh? The global cooldown is like half a second. What the hell? How do you queue anything up between... How do you do any off global cooldown stuff if you only have a half a second? Your ping would need to be like sub 20. Okay.
Blade of Mikola.
The reason the global cooldown is the length that it is in Final Fantasy XIV is because in order to have enough time to weave abilities between global cooldowns, you have to have a you have to have time, right? And the higher your ping is, the more time you need. WoW doesn't have the latency issues 14 does? That's bullshit. Every online game has those latency issues. Delay doesn't just stop existing because you're playing a different game. This is like a natural cause of, like, just the way things work. Okay, so she doesn't want to do it. You can also macro multiple off global cooldowns to one button. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. Something that hit me.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
Probably just doesn't have this problem. Doesn't have it as bad because it's not a game made by and for a small island nation. I mean, okay, maybe WoW is just not designed for you to be pressing off global cooldown things all the time in between stuff. But, like, if you try to put Final Fantasy XIV system in, if you just tried to lower the global cooldown, it would mean that anybody with a 50 plus ping could at max maybe get one, maybe, if they were lucky, get one weave, one off global cooldown button in between every global cooldown without it affecting their global cooldown time. Was I streaming before you ended? I don't know. I didn't check to see if you were still up. I have only been up for 17 minutes. Kind of things that are off global in WoW are like defensive buttons, things that enable you to do a lot of extra damage, and interrupts. I mean, those are common off global cooldown things in Final Fantasy XIV too. Generally on a 15 to 1 minute cooldown. 15 minutes? What the fuck? $15 seconds. Okay. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna say, what do you do? Like, once a dungeon? You would have put it the other way if it was 15 minutes? Well, you need to make it clear. When you put a shorthand like that and you connect two numbers, you're gonna assume it's both the same thing. The longest typical cooldowns in 14 are like buffs, right? Those are like 2 minutes, 90 seconds sometimes, 60 seconds other times, right? The longest cooldowns in FF14 are the super mitigations that just make the tanks invincible, but Waterfowl? No. Okay. Cool. Oh. I'm waiting for her to go up so I have time to heal without fear. But you know, I haven't been paying attention. Does she still heal off of hits in this phase? I'm not running at the right angle there.
By the scarlet rot.
What are y'all talking about? Can't wait till until you're finished with all your settings and everyone calls your keybinds cursed. Yeah, Cryo, as long as you're not playing like some people. What does Peeve do? Not WASD. Peeve does not use WASD. I believe he uses ASDF. F is forward or up. Or it might be ESDF, something like that. I know he doesn't use a standard layout. Thought it was RESA. That wouldn't make any sense because those buttons are not... How would he use that? His fingers would be all sorts of fucked doing RESA. But yeah, his layout is bad. Okay, I know you want a waterfowl, so... But you don't want a waterfowl? If she just doesn't want a waterfowl, then... Your hand is naturally the right shape for WASD. Yeah. It is. I can see, I would be like, if it was one thing, it would be one thing to like, move the layout, right? You'd be like, well, I do the same thing as WASD, but like, I move it over a couple of keys. That would be one thing. But to like, fuck around with the layout just because is crazy. You know, some people that do ESDF, yeah, like, that sort of thing makes sense. Okay, she's acting kind of weird right now, but... That's not what he does, though. He does something fucked. Yeah, yeah. I almost missed on that. I really wish that explosion was just something we could jump over. Like, it would make this fight a little bit more engaging. Oh, okay. I'm a little too late.
Let your flesh be consumed.
She hasn't done that yet today, so
Rot.
fucking kick pisses you off. Yeah? The kick is just, she does it so much more in this phase, and it's just like, okay, sure, just spam the shit out of it with your super armor. But the kick is not the move that pisses me off. If the kick was the problem, this would be a great fight. I rolled too late.
Blade
You know,
of
I
Nuclear.
was reading up on people being pissed off at this because I was just curious to see how people reacted to this move, and like every post online about this fight is about waterfowl and about how it sucks. Literally every post, right? One of them mentioned it like, well, if you just avoid the first one, you'll be fine because the first one's the one that does all the damage. But the other two also just one-shot me if they hit me. The second one is less likely to one-shot me, but it still does. You know? I also saw one post that was just like, just get 55 plus vigor and 50 plus strength and have a great shield, block the first one and then roll the next two. And it's like, oh, okay, so just have a very, very specific build. That's how that person decided to deal with it. Which I guess neat that works. Okay, one more fireball and then we should be frozen. Wait. You know, I'm yawning, but that's because this fight is boring. Not because I'm tired. I can say more than anything. Oh, hell yeah, Viewbot. Time to nuke the shit out of them. Goodbye forever. I can say after 12 plus hours of this fight that, more than anything yesterday, I was just bored. Just bored. That's why chat was carrying the hell out of me throughout the entire experience. Wait, you could have tested the mobile mod settings? Will be faster. I rolled too early there. Thought it was a different route coming out. Okay. She decided to be a bit of a jerk there and just do waterfowl. So, the thing I was realizing about this fight yesterday is that, like, if it goes smoothly, right, in phase 1, if it just goes as planned, everything is, like, just perfectly smooth. If I get slapped a single time, she just slightly changes her behavior, and everything goes south. And it kind of seems to just depend on whether or not she wants to get hit by this first fireball. And whether or not she wants to get hit by this first fireball in a direction that is favorable towards me. But if she just decides to dash at me 3 times, avoid the fireball, then it's just like, okay. Okay, thank you. Oh shit. She got fucking hit with the ice proc 1 hit too early. A single proc later and it would have stopped her from doing waterfell. Home row for home row for gaming is insanely cursed. Why, have you just now tested it to see? Everyone knows most of the typing happens with 2 fingers. Exactly. 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 You don't need more than like 4 fingers, maybe 5 fingers max, both hands, right? Like, so like 3 fingers on your main hand, 2 fingers on your other hand, max to type well, okay? My pinky ain't doing shit except for, okay, I was gonna say hitting shift and enter. So I guess the pinkies can count too. I'm just waiting for you to do something, lady. Thank you. Like, fucking hell, I knew it was coming. Like... I gotta run into that. We're gonna start swinging with this and see if this makes a difference. It does significantly more damage. Let's guess you just started with a Rotterfowl. That's what we're gonna call it now, Rotterfowl. It's phase 2, it's Rotterfowl. You always feel weird for going, you do that for mouse and keyboard when you have a weird mouse. You do. You have a gross mouse. It's disgusting. Pete was home row gaming during Naraka too. Ugh. Ugh. You have better aim than Deadlock than I do? Uh-huh. I'm sure you do. Do you want to go play, a game that's like all aim, like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty or something? You don't even need a keyboard for Counter-Strike? What the fuck are you talking about? What? Good movement is like the second most important thing in the game. You also have a ton of hours on Apex. Yeah, but Apex is a battle royale. You don't move. What the fuck game are you talking about? You have such serious misconceptions about what Counter-Strike is. In Counter-Strike, you are basically constantly moving. The most important thing to learn after learning how to aim is learning how to counter-strafe. Because being able to move and then move in the opposite direction to stop yourself momentarily is like integral. Ah, shit. Should have known.
I am Lily, blade of Mikasa.
CS is all micro movement and you don't like it. It's not all micro movement. Macro movement's important too. In Counter-Strike, you just stand in one spot, shoot a wall where people tend to spawn or hide. Wall banging, as they call it in Counter-Strike, is like dead. You don't wall bang hardly at all. Most walls are too sturdy to shoot through to do much damage. And how? Do you know how I know you're wrong? It's because Zeal's agreeing with you right now, and Zeal's wrong about, like, everything. She did the same exact fucking thing as last time.
I am Lily,
Can't believe they killed the whole game. Wait, that's just CS2? CS2 is just... CS2 is just sad. Maybe it's good now, it doesn't matter. All care and passion for the game's gone. Who gives a shit about Counter-Strike 2? Not me. Oh, cool. I didn't think I was gonna stagger her, but, you know, I'll take it. Oh, wait, this is bad. She's gonna waterfall. I don't have the space for this. Yeah.
Blade of
I thought she was a little bit further when I started casting that, and maybe, hopefully, like, just out of the range. But no. She was just in the range. You played the finals too? I also played the finals. Finals can be pretty aim heavy, but it's mostly movement heavy. Mostly, right? But depending on which, if you were light, medium, or heavy player, I guess. I, of course, played light characters mostly because that is the type of person I am. You want a waterfowl? I think you want a waterfowl. Oh, you don't. You want to dash it. Then you're gonna waterfowl. Okay. That's gonna clip me.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
You would say your aim sucked in PUBG, but you didn't have a 144 monitor then, and you don't even know how you played games without this FPS? Yep, that's how I feel. When I upgraded to 120 or 144, it was just like, wow. How did video games exist before this? Stop dashing away from my fireball, you bitch. You don't get it? Zeal, it's literally just because you haven't seen it. Go play a game that actually runs. Go play a Valve game and have it run at 60 FPS and then have it run at 120. You'll notice a massive difference. Like games that actually support it, it's huge. Please don't waterfowl. Please don't waterfowl. Thank you. You can waterfowl now. There we go. You played WF? I don't know what that is. And it runs pretty damn well on PC? I don't know what WF is. Warframe. Yeah, I can't tell you if there's a huge difference for Warframe. I would assume there is, but... in a game where you are tracking things constantly with your mouse, higher FPS is just like... it's like playing without a weighted training clothes, you know? It's Piccolo taking off his hat and his... and is it just his hat that's weighted? Goku's boots were weighted and his armbands were weighted, right? But for Piccolo, was it just the hat? Cape, oh, his cape, right, he has a cape. You gain so much accuracy going from 60 to 144. I went from I went from 60 with like actually 100 milliseconds of lag to 144 like 1 millisecond of lag, and the difference was I felt like I was born a new person. You know? Run first, I'm gonna get hit. Yep. I didn't have the space. Okay, maybe I could just roll through those. What are you saying uh-oh to? I was kind of... that run? Oh yeah, it was just unfortunate. Last night, I was kind of like in phase 2 without even thinking about it, facing her towards the middle so that I have space. And today I'm not even, I'm like, not something on my mind that I'm doing. For your waterfowl, because I know that you want to, I'm gonna face you in this direction over here. Throw a fireball, and then, you know, and then we get going. Thank you. I hate how she body blocks that sometimes. If I can roll past her there, great. I don't get hit by that little series of attacks, but if she's like, nope, I'm sorry, I'm your way. Watching me fight her makes you want to fight her again. What, you have a fucking, like... Are you a masochist? Are you into BDSM? Is that what this is all about? Why would you want to fight this fight again? Unless you have a guaranteed way to bully her, I guess. But you like the fight. Well, you like shit. Okay, I'm just gonna return because she dodged it and then I got hit.
Blade of Mikola.
Zeal, you're either blind or just purposely being an idiot about it. I don't know what to tell you. Also, there is no way you played that game at 10 FPS. It's one of the few bosses that you could do giant-ass charge attacks on. And her HP takes big chunks, because squishy. I mean, she's not that squishy, though. This is, like... This is something I wanted to talk about at the end of my playthrough, but I'm probably just going to talk about it right here and now, because I've got the time. The Souls games have been progressively since Dark Souls 2, or even really since Dark Souls, but the Souls games have been progressively giving their bosses more and more and more HP, and it's just the actual worst. I don't like that a fully upgraded weapon is hitting her for like 1%. It's unfun. Less than that, really, if you count the fact that she has 2 health bars. These fights last too long. Even the ones like this that you consider squishy. It's just like, man, why do I have to hit her 65 times to get her to phase 2? Why can I be doing literally 2,000 damage and it barely move her health bar? I'm using a weapon that scales with stat I'm not invested in. Okay, so even if I use this weapon, which is scaled properly with the thing that I am invested in, right? It only does a very small portion of her stat. Of her health, right? Even if I had 60 dex, this weapon would still not be doing that much damage. You gonna do a thing? What is my dex now? It's 30. It's been 30 for ages. Do you know what thing I am scaled into? This Flame of the Fell God, which does nothing. Like what, 900 damage? Which should be considered a pretty big number, you know? Almost 1,000 damage with one spell, but like... I didn't have space, so I just decided to just get hit by it. Yeah, that spell is ass. I mean... Every spell I've been using just seems like ass. Even, I mean, Ancient Dragon's Lightning it does a decent amount of damage. But it's like impossible to hit. First playthroughs are first playthroughs. I mean, the first playthrough is the most important playthrough. The first playthrough should just be fun. Need a games channel or something in my server? I mean, just post things in general. In general, it's just... Oop. Oh, I just went for it. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, general just encompasses everything. It's not a super active server, right? The most active channel in my server is... You want the stats? There they are. Oh, my dex is only 20, but who cares? The most active place in my server is a voice channel. Like, okay, let's say that I go and I spec into dex. That means I'm gonna have either less health, which means I'll die easier, less faith, which means I won't be able to use the things that I want to use, or less endurance, which means I won't have the fucking energy to run away. I want to swing this weapon because it procs the thing that, you know, stops her from attacking me. Whereas this one doesn't. And she has so much armor. I'm spread very evenly. I'm spread very evenly because the game didn't give me any fucking reason not to. Even if my damage was literally doubled, I'd still be not dealing enough damage to this character. My point is just simple, like... Simply, put, it's just that, like... Even if I was doing multiple times the damage I'm doing, I still think the HP in these games is way too high, and it is only beginning higher with each game. Dark Souls 2 had more HP on bosses than Dark Souls 1. Bloodborne had more HP on bosses than Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3 had more HP on bosses than Bloodborne, and this has more than all of them. Hell, you could probably combine the HP numbers in like Dark Souls and Demon Souls together for every single boss and still fall short of a boss in this game, right? Like you could be like, combine Gwyn and the end game boss of Demon Souls, whose name I forget, and it wouldn't compare to like a regular boss in this. Because they let you do more damage? They just fucking don't, though. Your opener did half or more of her HP. You don't know what to tell me? I will put it simply. You can compare this boss to, say, Artorias in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, for Artorias, on my second playthrough, I two-shot him with Crystal Soul Spear because I spec'd all into magic. If I spec'd all into magic versus this character, I would do maybe a tenth of her HP. If they hit. Now, you can argue that Dark Souls 1 has a little bit, not enough HP, and I would argue that. Dark Souls 1 is just a little bit too low on the HP. You were hyperspec'd into magic and you did very little to her as well. Yeah, see, that's just crazy. Again, I have fairly high faith. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's more than enough to use the things that I'm smacking her with, and it just does nothing. You're gonna let me in on a secret? Please do. A lot of stats are backloaded in this game. That's the fucking dumbest shit on the planet. Why? Why would they suddenly do the opposite of what they've been doing since Dark Souls, since Demon Souls? But every single game up to this point has been like, hey bro, if you go past 40, it starts to scale pretty heavily, and if you go past 50, you're basically getting nothing. Why would they suddenly change that in this with no indication to that changing? I mean, I think it's stupid in Dark Souls that, like, oh yeah, you have 80 intelligence, you might as well have 50 intelligence, right? I think that's dumb. But doing the opposite, where it's like, oh, you didn't hit 50, well, you might as well not have any at all, is stupid. Because that's nerd shit that isn't usually relevant on a first playthrough. No, but it is. It's incredibly relevant on a first playthrough. The opposite isn't relevant, right? The opposite, me going past 50 in Dark Souls on strength would have been very unlikely, because I would have been like, I mean, the weapon I'm using only needs 25. Why would I continue to pump this past 50? I'm double what I need. Right? But in this, and the opposite happened to me, like, oh, why would I not go to 60? That's crazy. There's so many different things to do in this game. My weapon requires fucking 25 strength, 15 dex, or 11 strength, 16 dex. They require less than a quarter of the stats that I have. Why would I pump them any further? And there is no indication in game. No indication in game to, like, tell you that this is how this functions. You were pretty comfortable going above 60 on your first playthrough. There's literally an indication when you level up. If you think I looked at these stats and memorized what they were every single time and did the math, oh, well, see, this time from level 20 to 21, it gave me +5 on my attack with my right-hand weapon. That's crazy, because even if I did that, I was swapping weapons all the time. I was swapping weapons all the time. How was I supposed to keep track of what every level did for every weapon all the time, all throughout a playthrough that is... wait. 123 hours long. I don't even have to do the math. No, but you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here. Okay? Let's say at level 1 strength, I leveled up to level 2 strength, and it was +5 to the stat, right? That I was doing +5 more right-handed weapon 1 damage, right? You expected me to keep track of that from level 1 all through level 40 and be like, well, see, at level 40, I'm actually getting +10 in this now. Like, that's ridiculous. This playthrough is 122 hours long and 8 months. 8 months of my life. A normal person is not going to play this in a week and be like, ah, yes, I remember this. You don't need to keep track. You're literally asking me to keep track. Look at the number when I level. I do look at the number when I level, and then I immediately forget what the number is because why would I remember it? Why would I remember it? Why would I remember what difference what the stat number is on my right-hand weapon? Right? That's what it is, right? It says, oh, sorry, R armament 1 is what the attack power stats are, or the physical, etc. It shows you the change before you confirm your point. It does. I mean, fucking, I'll go get a level right now just to, like, but, like, I'm not looking at it. I'm not paying attention to it. I see, oh, number go up. Okay. That's it. For example, I could not tell you how much damage my fucking R1 does to Melania right now. I have hit her, I don't know, 1,000 times? Could you tell me what number happens on the health bar when I hit Melania with my R1 right now? No, you couldn't, because that's just a stat that you look at, you confirm the general idea of what it is, and then you move on with your life, and that's how you treat the stats with the fucking leveling up too. You aren't staring directly at the number. You get a general feel for what the number is, and you're like, yep, okay. You can ignore it, or you can complain about how much HP things have, but you can't do both because you are ignoring the solution. I'm not ignoring the solution. I'm saying the solution is very, very, very poorly presented. Also, regardless of that, again, even if I had double or triple the amount of damage outgoing that I have with my R1 and my R2 or etc., right? Even then, Melania still has too much fucking HP, and she's apparently the squishy one. Okay, I literally watched a video today of, like, here's people not reading signs, okay? This is the same exact thing. People do not look at stats. They don't. Do you know why? Because it's nonsense data to our brain that it just filters out automatically. Unless you are specifically going out of your way to look for it, you are not going to see it. I don't know if you've heard Peep talk about it, Bob, but there's a reason everybody says leveling stats other than Vigor before you have a maxed out weapon is also basically pointless, because weapons practically don't scale at all till they're near maxed. So not only do you not get any damage for leveling your stats till way later, you also don't get stats until way later. That's crazy. Also, how you're looking at this from the perspective of someone who invests a lot of time in this, right? You, as someone who invests a lot of time, you play a lot of PvP, you're like, oh yes, I need to know what these stats are and what they're doing, and I need to pay close attention to them. As a person who is just playing through the game, I don't want to or care to look at those stats at all. The stat that I'm looking at is, what does this require? What does it scale with? Okay, it scales with this thing and that thing, and it requires this. I play RPGs regularly. I am regularly looking at stats, okay? What I am not regularly doing is thinking to myself, my levels matter less at the beginning of the game than they do at the end of the game, because that's the exact opposite of how things work in everything. As you level in games, your stats matter less, not more. That's crazy. You guess the perspective difference is extremely different and can't really see it any other way than how you play them. Yeah, this isn't a you thing, this is just a general Souls player thing. I think so many Souls players have been playing Souls for so long and played so many of them that they can't see things any other way than the way they already do. You are very much always trying to make your character do more damage. That has never been an issue for me in any of these games. I could go play Dark Souls 1 with literally random stats, and I always just beat the bosses just fine because it doesn't matter. The stats, like, if you can swing your weapon properly, it didn't matter. Same worked in Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, by the way. In Bloodborne, I don't fucking know what I spec'd into because I played the game, I swung my saw cleaver, and what secondary weapon did I use? Oh, the hammer, Kirk hammer. I swung my saw cleaver and my Kirk hammer, and I was like, yep, I dodge into the enemy and it works. But at the very least, right? The idea that the stats matter more after hitting what was previously the soft cap in old games is nuts. And what you're basically telling me is that I should just go fucking, like, respec so that I have 60 dex and only just barely have the strength to use this weapon. Which is crazy. $80 dex. Oh, yep, sorry, 80 dex. 60 is the minimum. Because 60 is where it starts to matter. I could say all of that, and Melania just fucking stood there and did nothing. 60 was Deaths. I think 60 was, yeah, you're right. 60 was like the soft cap index in Demon's Souls, and then 50 was the soft cap in Dark Souls, and 60 was like the, okay, just don't go past this point, right? Because it was, if I remember correctly, Dark Souls 1 is like soft cap 50, really, really, really hard cap 60. Or like, it's not a hard cap, because you can keep going over that, but you really shouldn't. For Dark Souls 1 on physical stats.
Be consumed by the scarlet rot.
Maybe it was 50 for magical stats. 50 and then 60. I remember in Dark Souls 1 there's a level range where it's like you hit this level range and then the next 10 levels do less, like half as much as before, and then the next however many levels after that do basically nothing. Would you like to know how much damage you gain going from 20 to 60? I mean, the issue there, right? The issue there is simple. What fucking stat do I get rid of? Do I just get rid of strength? I want to swing the other weapon too. I like this weapon. It's neat. The only issue is it just doesn't have a fucking proc like this does. This, I swing it and Melania just stops working, but I can't swing this because she's just gonna power through everything. Make it keen, but if I make it keen, it's not fire, and I want the fire! And this move is lame. I did change how it's infused. I infused it with fire because fire. I hate this fucking shit. I hate it all. I hate it all. Plague of Gripes was right. The way damage and shit works in these games is just awful. You're just trading damage for other damage. It's not like I wasn't thinking about this, right? I came to the conclusion I came to with these things because I was thinking about it. I was just thinking about it under the assumption that it just works the way it used to work. That it's always worked in every game up until this point. Although I did think I had more dex than I did. I thought I had 30 dex, but anyway, I got from 421 to 565. That's not even that significant a difference in my mind. Whoop-de-doo, I got 140 more damage. Whoop-de-doo. That's nothing. That is an insane fucking... It's not, though. It's not, though. I was expecting literally double the damage. That's like +8 to +10 difference. Oh, wow. It's like 2 whole stat differences on the weapon. Fucking... That's nothing. That makes it seem like less. That's a lot. It's not the... What percentage is that? What percentage difference is that? Genuinely, what percentage difference is that? Someone do the math. The difference between 421 to 565 in terms of percentage. Is that 30% more? 25%-ish? Yeah, it's like 25% is not that big a fucking deal. The issue with this is not, oh, you're not doing enough damage to Melania. The issue with this is simply to just like, oh, she does the move. It's closer to 33%. Okay, so 1/3. I'd be doing 1/3 more damage, but she'd still have the same issue of like, once she's past this threshold or in phase 2, she can just do the move that kills me. And again, the issue would still be, like, too much fucking HP. And again, what the fuck do I... What stat do I give up for it? Okay. Being a weirdo who just cancels the stuff by glitching the game. I can't believe Melania cheats. I mean, I can believe Melania cheats, because a lot of bosses seem to cheat in this, but... How, you say my damage is extremely low, but it's only 30% lower than it would be if the build was spec'd into this. That's not extremely low. That is low, sure, but it's not extremely low. Extremely low would be like, oh, you're doing half as much damage as someone else. You're doing a quarter of as much damage as someone else. %33% is demonstrably less, but it is not so much less that it's like a huge deal. It's definitely a huge deal. I don't look... Okay, we'll put it this way. We did not get Melania, barring one single time, within 33% of her health. One single time. Okay, the proc ruins it, never mind. That's exactly what I... Part of the point I'm trying to demonstrate. Oh, shit.
I am Melania, Blade of Nicola.
Part of the point I'm trying to demonstrate here is also that this proc, which is supposed to be a demonstrably huge chunk of damage anytime it goes off on her, is like, it's tiny. It's nothing. The reason I'm using it is not because of huge damage. If I wanted to do bigger damage, I'd just be using this. But just because it staggers her. Or I guess it interrupts, it doesn't stagger. If it staggered her, that'd be nuts. you give me the space? You gave me the space, but are you gonna get hit by this? Yes. You're gonna go up in the air? No. I don't like you. You're being mean to me. At least you're predictable with this first one. It's like the equivalent of getting 2 extra R1s every time I do my thing to her, which still would not make that big a difference. I've always been a numbers guy, so it just feels like an insane difference. I am not a numbers guy. Also, your jump attack would be doing a lot more because you were scaling those. Yeah, I should stop. I mean, I've tried my best to stop doing jumping attacks here because I've noticed jumping attack do more damage, but way more likely to get hit because she just powers through them. Oh, am I dead? Okay, no, I'm fine. Okay, your keybinds are down and you checked out some more builds. You're ready for deadlock whenever that happens again. Okay. It'll happen soon, I promise. How'd you get knocked that way? Don't you know how to cooperate? We're supposed to have a relationship here, Melania, okay? You're the baddie, I'm the good guy. We have a back and forth, we have a rapport, okay? You need to play your part, I need to play mine. It would be great if the game stopped whiffing when the character was down. All these heated discussions are very fun for you, I hope. Oh, yeah, I'm enjoying myself with the discussion, not with the game, because... as I have established before, this boss fight is bad. I don't think I said it last night, I was definitely thinking it. If this boss fight was literally just anything, with just everything else, literally everything else, but waterfowl, this would be fine. It wouldn't be that difficult, and it would be like a totally serviceable, maybe even a good fight. Right? But because she has a move that I cannot avoid if I'm close, that she can just randomly do, then, like, it just turns into a shitfest. Okay, try this again, Melania.
Flesh be consumed.
That hit me.
By the scarlet rot.
Replace waterfowl with her being giga aggro? What do you mean? Like the giga aggro thing is a minor issue, right? Because you can roll through almost all of her stuff just by rolling into her, except for that one move if she positions herself in such a way where you can't roll to her left or her right, right? If she body blocks you. Oh, you're saying to just replace waterfowl by having a mode where she's just like, I'm gonna be super aggro, like other bosses in the series. Have her behave how Maria did from Bloodborne. I didn't do the Bloodborne DLC, so I don't know what that is. But she didn't get hit by that. She didn't even walk close enough to it. You know, it's funny. Everyone always brings up the DLCs of the Souls games. I've played literally 2 of the Souls DLCs ever. I have played the Dark Souls 1 DLC, obviously, because it came with the game on PC. You know, the Prepare to Die edition, right? And I have played the first, I played one of the Dark Souls 2 DLCs. I do not recall which one it is. All I know is I walked up a big chain. Okay, Nameless King. Who's Nameless King? Who's Nameless King? It sounds familiar, but off the top of my head, I do not remember that fight. Guy riding the dragon with the polearm from 3. Still nothing. Still blanking. You want to do waterfowl. You want to do waterfowl. Booga booga, you want to do waterfowl. Blue feather dragon. Yeah, the more you describe him, the less I think I did that fight. Was it an optional thing that I missed? Is that possible? Crazy hair and his arena is like a storm cloud. Yeah, no, I didn't do that fight. It is optional. Okay, so it was optional. Okay, yeah. It must have been well hidden because I think I've seen P fight that, and I just assumed it was a boss for like the DLC or something. It's really dumb how you get to it. How do you get to it? You have to do a specific sit at a specific... Oh my gosh, it's that fucking, like, dragon statue thing. That's what it is. You know, I did sit next to that spot. While I was queuing for, like, some co-op stuff, right, to help people. I did stand or sit next to that spot for a while, thinking to myself, what the hell is this? Why is this strange thing here? And then nothing happened, and I was just like, well, I'll forget about this forever. And then I forgot about it forever. So you're telling me if I ever do a Dark Souls 3 playthrough, I'll have a base game area to go through that's totally blind. Wow. You have to do the same sit the statue is doing. Oh, is that a specific sit animation? The emotes and things are not something I mess around with a lot in Souls games. Like I said before, I'm an enjoyer of the items that just say hello. Anytime I do co-op or the very, very rare occasion PvP, those are the things that I do. I don't wave and stuff. She does it again. Yeah, Cryo, that is an incredibly weird bug that happens for you. Twitch distorting the audio. Why did that not proc you? Too far. Now I have to take 2 sips again. And drink this. You're doing waterfowl, bitch. Give me a moment, just one moment, please. Thank you. Hopefully that's the single waterfowl from his face. You know? Gonna do it once. Dead.
Let your flesh be consumed by the scarlet rot.
Yeah, the game has 3 or 4 different sit animations, so if you do that sit there and it's not the right sit, then fuck you, I guess. It's really unfortunate. Never mind, Dark Souls 3 has 11 sit gestures? What? What? 11? 3 or 4 is like, okay, maybe you'll mess around with it and you find the right sit animation. 11 is like, fuck you. Ah, shit. I should have known.
I am Melania, blade of Mikola.
Between kneeling and sitting, actually... yes. Between kneeling and actually sitting, yes, 11. 11 gestures. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, you looked very cool there, Melania, while walking away from the explosion behind you. It's not what I need you to do, so... And now you're gonna walk slowly at me, while not doing waterfowl. I'm gonna have to waste some FP to spend this, and then you'll do waterfowl. Yep. Early. I'm caught. Okay. Why don't I throw the rock at her instead? Because she just fucking yeets away from the rock. Like, look at that. Oh, you mean to get her to do waterfowl? Because I'm not sure if it'll actually get her to do waterfowl, and it doesn't matter at that point, because even a single use of rock means I can't do another Flame of the Fell God, so like... I have to take a sip either way. Like, let's see. At least with this, like, it has a chance of hitting her if she doesn't go into waterfowl. The rock does not. You're gonna attack regularly? No, you didn't attack. Not water fowl, yes. Thank you. Not water fowl, thank you. I can't hit you out of this, okay. And I can't go underneath you either. Yeah. I wanted to test that out, to see if being close to her or behind her was an option, but no, of course. This isn't a game where tracking is bad. It's a game where everybody does 180s or 360s or even 900s if they really need to. This isn't a game where you have options. That's kind of what it feels like. I'm very curious what it would be like to play through this game with a Great Shield. Is that an option? Can you use a Great Shield and block things? I can't imagine you could use a Great Shield to block that. Can't imagine you could use a Great Shield to even block one of those. It missed. This game is ass, bro. Why is it not hitting your toes there? Fucking hell. Even the things that, like, feel like they should be guaranteed, she's standing directly in front of me. Fingerprint Great Shield, you can just ignore her waterfowl, I'm pretty sure. That's not what I read. So again, I wasn't reading for strats. I was just reading to see what people think of the fight and what people think of the move specifically. And some dude was like, well, see, what I do is I have a Great Shield with X amount of strength and vigor, and I block the first one, and then I can roll. Right, so I imagine the waterfowl does enough damage to stagger anyone blocking with anything. Which, you know, it's about, the move looks like it's unblockable, so that's fair. First one is the one that's a problem. The whole move is the thing that's a problem. At least for me. Any one of them. Someone said, if so long as you avoid the first one, you're fine. For me, every single one of them can one-shot me. It's most likely that the first one will one-shot me, and then least likely that the second one will one-shot me. But any one of them can one-shot me. Or essentially one-shot me, since it's a combo. It is not technically a one-shot, I guess, since it's multiple hits. But yeah, the first one definitely does the most damage. Okay, I get a slightly different pattern there, but it worked. You were dealing with it at like 300 HP total, so you know what it's like to get one button. I have so much more HP than you did, and I'm getting one shot by it, so, you know, maybe, for this specific fight, at least, being without vigor wasn't a bad idea. Maybe. Wait, really, again? A couple of those hits you can actually live with less than base vigor. Yeah, I can imagine, like, one of her swipes or something, you know? But they're all combo moves, so it's unlikely that you're gonna get hit by just one of them. She dodged into it? She did. And yeah, we'll talk about No! Right as I jumped at her, it sucked.
Let your flesh be consumed. Scarlet rot.
The 2 swipes she does on the ground before the grounded shockwave. You can live those with base HP, huh? Interesting. That was really unfortunate timing there. It feels like the game is reading my brain, you know? So many of these times I'm like, cool, I'm gonna back off and wait for the move, and then she doesn't do it, I'm like, okay, I guess she's not doing it. And then as soon as I decide, okay, she's not doing it, she does it. Less than base. Yeah, I know what you said. You had a ring that reduced your HP. Yeah. I get it. I know what you're saying. I just don't care to make the distinction between base and less than base. Because to me, the idea that you could live it having the lowest possible starting base HP was... She's not even up on a hill at that point. I thought before I missed because she's slightly elevated compared to me, but no. She just gets to decide to not miss because her hitbox is jank. I don't think it's worth going for that anymore because it's just not consistent. So actually, instead, what I'll do is after this first one, if she gets hit by another fireball, after this first one, thank you, if she gets hit by another fireball, I will actually swap to this. And hopefully just stagger her. Well, I did stagger her, but it didn't matter because she went immediately into it. And I missed the stagger because I swung too early. I wanted to get an extra hit in. Another 27,304 millennia attempts to go. What number are we aiming for? Look at this idiot trying to play the game with options. Yeah, I know. What? Already? Woman, you weren't supposed to already do that.
I am Melania,
Fuck you.
Blade of Mikola.
Excuse me while I go do a specific setup and insta-kill her with a frenzy spell. Yeah, sounds like a great time. I love when instead of engaging with the boss, I just make it so that I kill the boss instantly. I actually do love that, but only when it's like, instead of doing a fun thing, you can do this other silly thing. Not, well, if you don't like it, just cheese it. Sorry, can't go for a stagger now. He's ready to run. It's been too long in between hits. Okay, she wanted to water drop. You know, I mentioned last night that I think there's a few ways you could make a move like Waterfowl work, and it wouldn't be frustrating, it would actually be cool or interesting. Right, but I didn't actually mention what I think those ways are. So, you know, while Melania walks slowly at me, you know, I can actually mention what I think those things are. So, a move like Waterfowl Dance, right, is a very strong move that you need to be positioned a specific way for, unless you're just a pro, okay? There is actually, I've been told, one way to avoid it. One way to avoid it when you are right underneath it. That is just incredibly, incredibly specific and very hard to do, and would be near impossible for a normal person to stumble into, right? Like How said he managed to pull it off a couple of times, right? And How has played this game more than the rest of us. But there is a way to balance moves like this. And the easiest way to balance a move like this is to make it known when it is coming out. So I think I mentioned before, the easiest thing to do with the Souls system and the way everything works and the way the UI works and the way bosses in this game and in this series works specifically would just be to have her have a longer build-up time, right? But if you didn't want to do that, if you didn't want to have her have a longer build-up time to when she's throwing out the move, you could have very specific breakpoints in her HP bar, right? Just very, very specific points where it's like, at this percentage of HP, she does it every time. On top of that, you could also make it so that she only does it during certain moves, like after certain moves, certain combos, etc. Like, oh, she did her big lunge attack. Or like she does, let's say she does that move. Let's say that she does that move, it swaps her weapon into a mode where she can do Waterfowl Dance now, right? These are all different ways to deal with the problem. I think the easiest way for Souls, like again, would have just been to have her only do it after another move, or to just have her do it at very specific HP breakpoints, right? When I was first doing this fight, the first few times I was like, okay, she did that at like 60%, at like 65%. And I thought that was consistent. until I started doing more of the fight, and it's like, okay, the first one is very consistent, all of the rest of them are not. You know what's funny, Bob? There's a good chance the attack we call Waterfowl Dance isn't even the actual attack. She has a different attack that was removed before the game was released, which was probably the actual Waterfowl Dance. So you're saying this is like a last-minute addition that they just sort of added, and we're just like, yeah, just let it be as it is. Oh cool, you're dashing at me. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Now she had this attack and Waterfowl. Oh, well, that's crazy. And can do them back to back. Well, I'm glad that other move isn't in the game, unless that other move would have been highly dodgeable and it would have, like... Oh, she didn't Waterfowl. Unless it would have been highly dodgeable and also comboed into Waterfowl, and that's the only way she could do Waterfowl. But what? Just if she just starts like that, I'm just gonna, like, just let it be. So maybe even I'll only eat the meat if she doesn't start like that. Here's a question. How many rune arcs do I have? You know, let's start popping some of these bad boys. I'm feeling pretty... that makes no fucking difference. Why did I pop that? That's worthless. That's garbage. It does nothing for me. But the Ash of War on her weapon is this move, and it's literally called Waterfowl Dance. Yeah, so this probably is Waterfowl Dance, and whatever the other move is was the one that's... the one that was removed is just something else. Just call it something else, rather. I don't trust you. Okay, now I really, really don't trust you. Yeah, I knew not to trust you. Okay, I'm applying this just because I want to be top off. Millennia's Blade is the name of the weapon itself, if you remember correctly, and the waterfall dance is the ash on the weapon. Okay. We'll find out when I beat this boss right here, and then we go get his weapon. Oh shit. I'm so glad that the fire on the ground there unprocs her, right? Like, it gets rid of her ice buildup. It's so fucking convenient. Because that means even if she dodges this and goes into Waterfowl Dance, I'll still be building up ice. But she won't dodge as long. She'll get hit by it. And knocked towards me. No. Oh, shit. No. No. You whore. You whore.
Blade of Mikola.
Ah. I genuinely don't know if I fought a Souls boss that feels more random than this. Her behavior is so erratic, it's ridiculous. Get hit by this? Yes. No. Oh, fuck, it clipped me. I rolled a little too early for that last one. And at the wrong angle, I think. But, you know. Streamer man, yes. Viewer man. Hi. Hi, Noble. Am I doing well? Physically, mentally, or in the game? In the game, inarguably, I'm doing poorly. Physically, I'm doing alright. And mentally, yeah, I'm doing great. Oh, you really want for water ball right there.
I am Malenia, Blade of Mikola.
Feeling great. Feeling great. I have decided in this moment what I am doing for the DLC, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. And engaging, too. But it might require some help from chat. In fact, no, it will require some help from chat, because I'm not going to spend the time to get the shit that I need on my own. I had an errant thought about my experience with this boss fight, and it told me what I want to do. And I actually think it'll be interesting. So you know what? We'll leave that for the reveal once we're actually done with the game. So before we finish the game, we're going to have a cleanup, as I mentioned. Please get staggered, you bitch. Okay, well, I lived. Before the end of before the final boss, right? I mentioned I'm gonna have a stream where I go and I clean up all of the things that we didn't do that I still want to do. With like some vague pointers from chat or something, I don't know. Something to make it go a little bit more smoothly than just wandering on the map for 40 hours. Because I'd like to just get it all done in one stream. After the final boss, I guess I'll talk about what I'm going to do for the DLC. You want to check at a point, the weapon art on his sword is called Malenia's Blade instead of Waterfell. Huh. Strange. No, what? Didn't fucking give me enough time to even walk up to her. Okay, well, I got the stagger and, like, that was neat. I had a feel for when she was gonna get staggered, so that's cool. Oh, okay, that's fine, I guess. Wait, excuse me? Game? Can you not kill her with a riposte? Hope I didn't leave that like this. Can't kill her with a riposte. That's... Why? Was it, like, glitched? This waterfall? It's a waterfall. Holy shit. Oh, she's doing this? Shit. Okay, well. There was a bug with it. Huh. Kind of, I mean, that's a strange way to fix it, but... You want to say it doesn't apply to just the riposte? What, is there other ways you can't kill her? Because they're trying to prevent a bug from happening? Can't kill her with frost or bleed procs now either? Huh. You have a nose scent bomb thing, and you tried it, and now your nose is menthol flavored. Well, suffer, I guess. You didn't do waterfall, which is suspicious, which means I need to run. She's gonna want to do it, like, any second now. Right? You're gonna want to do it right now. And you're not doing it. Woman, I don't like when you don't do it because it's scary. There we go. You know, I know it would be abusable as hell in, like, PvP and things, but I wish there was a visible meter for when things are about to proc. So much of this fight, I have just been like, oh, just one more hit, she's gonna proc, and then she doesn't, and then I get hit for it. Fuck me. Oh, she went in the waterfall there immediately again, this bitch. I thought she was just doing the big slash. I hate her so fucking much. Ah! The awful thing there is that if I didn't accidentally proc my shield, like if I didn't actually get rid of my shield by walking to the flowers slightly too early, I would have been fine. I would have lived. I really don't like how sometimes I can run away from that, sometimes I can't because of the terrain and the slight angle difference. But I didn't mean to drink that. I am a moron, but okay, whatever. Just gonna waterfowl dance and make everything worthless. See, it's the first one that's an issue. I know it's the first one that's an issue, but the other ones are also capable of killing me, right? Like, why are you not staggered yet, woman? How many times do I have to hit you? Genuinely. I am now remembering why I'm using mostly the fucking ice crocs, because you're just not getting staggered.
Blade of Mikola.
Soon I will hydrate, streamer man. Lorelai, save your points. Didn't you say? No, it was Soul who said they wanted to save their points. Save your frickin' points. I'm drinking water perfectly fine right now on my own. Ignore the fact that my water just ran out and I took the last sip. That's definitely not why I'm telling you not to spend your points. You bastard. Zeal redeemed to water the plant. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run over here, see if I can get water before she's killing me.
Blade of Mikola.
Damn it. I want the record to know, if I hadn't stopped to talk to my roommate for a moment, I would have been back in time. Again, I saw the loading screen. She really takes her time and wastes my time. Oh, I also didn't take a sip, so yeah, I'm taking a sip now. Thank you for making me drink water. I was ever so slightly parched. Rolling away, rolling away. Really gonna make me do it? There we go. Tight. yeah, keep doing that, keep doing that. Because you're about to rock ice. Okay, cool. I jumped at the wrong angle, but, you know. That, okay, it's not water, oh, cool. Okay, this. I'm running left, 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 oh, fuck. I'm expecting a waterfall any moment. Or this, which is just, I'll fix the flower booth again. Fucking hell.
Extraordinary. The mark. of a
She didn't do
true
waterfowl dance.
lord.
That was the difference maker. Okay, that game clocked in just short of 15 hours. Just short of 15 hours.
Dearest Mikola, my brother,
Oh, right, I always forget Michaela's a dude.
I'm sorry. I finally met my match.
You weren't looking, do it again? Fuck no, I'm never fighting this boss again in my life. Unless there is some actual bullshit cheese that I can do, I never want to fight this boss again. This is one of the worst bosses I have ever fought in my life. Easily the worst boss I have ever fought in a Souls game, and it's not even close. Very funny that it was a run that did not include a waterfowl. Incredibly funny, right? Almost like that was the move that was the problem. Ugh. I'm glad that I was saving my uplifting aromatics so much. Like, I only had a few of these uplifting aromatics, right? In fact, I think these are the last 3 that I have. I am so glad that I was saving them until, like, I was really feeling it. Because that run, I was really, really feeling it. Anyway. We can pump some levels now, I guess. I guess we're just gonna pump strength to 60 at this point, and that's gonna be the remainder of everything. Okay. So, guess what, guys? It took longer than I expected today, 2 hours and 20 minutes-ish, which means the only thing that's happening now... Want to see the attack she doesn't have anymore? Yes, I do, and if someone also has the strat for how to... Like, does a clip of the strat of how to beat her waterfowl dance when up close, I'd like to see that as well. Also, if there's, like, any... I'd like to see, like, the insta-kill or something, right? Just any clips that have to do with this boss getting fucked would be nice to see. Oh, also, the flower stays. Interesting. Hi, Soul. You just missed it. Literally just missed it. Like, less than a minute ago. You have the insta-kill clip, actually? Okay, no, we'll send that to me. And Zeal said check DMs, so... Also the 1.0 version of Waterfowl. Oh, yeah, send me that, too. Oh, and How sent me the dodge? Cool. We're gonna watch this, we're gonna watch some clips for a moment here. To see some of the nonsense surrounding this character. But like I said, easily the worst Souls boss I have ever fought. One of the worst bosses I've ever fought. And it's so upsetting because genuinely, I think I would really like this fight with that waterfall dance being random. If waterfall dance wasn't random, this might have been one of the coolest fights in the game. But the fact that it can just randomly happen, it's nonsense. One single flaw, one single design flaw is all it takes for this fight to go from cool to awful. You liked fighting her besides waterfowl dance. That's not a bad way to put it, because that's how I feel about it. I didn't dislike fighting her, except for the waterfowl dance. So, let me open it. Oh, this isn't a link in this is a Discord thing. Okay, so Noble, do you have that video that you sent me, but like a YouTube link or something? Because it would be easier to display it on screen that way. Oop. No, we're not going to start there. Okay. Close Discord for now. Oh no, that's literally you? Oh, okay. Okay, then I'll just try to open it in browser. Literally you. Let's see. Melania, Elden Ring 1.0. Melania, 2 easiest ways to dodge. Okay. And then Melania, unused waterfowl dance. And then the clip that Noble sent me. We got a lot of clips. How do you open this? Copy message link? No, that's not it. How do I open this in browser? I know I can open this in browser. Open link, there we go. No, I just downloaded it. Okay, sure, we'll just download it. We'll just watch it via my video player. And then what? How had a link in chat too? Oh, no. Okay, How's link is the same one Lorelai sent me. Okay. Let's swap on over to screen display. Turn on the desktop audio. So this is, it's going to show us what waterfowl looked like in 1.0. Did I miss it? Was it just this? Her well-known waterfall dance isn't tied to her HP now. Oh. Wait, what the fuck? Am I looking at the HP here? What's the difference here? You sent me a timestamp, but this is the timestamp. Oh, she's almost full HP. That's what it is? Oh. I mean, the text was over the HP. That's not my fault. The text was over the HP. Look at that. You can't see the HP. It went away, yeah, but after it went away, I was looking at her, not at the HP. A bit further? Okay, so we'll just... I mean, we're not watching all 5 minutes of this, but... She block attacks quite... She does do that. I did notice that. Which, a bit annoying, but... Oh, she seems to block them a lot more here. My lord. So, like, they acknowledged to some degree that her doing waterfowl dance randomly is a problem, but they just didn't actually fix the problem. They just made it so that the first one has to be under a certain amount of HP. She feels more aggressive in phase 1. That actually would be nice. Her being more aggressive would actually be a good thing. The key difference is... The key difference is... Oh. What the fuck was that? That looks like absolute... That's even less build-up. That's even less build-up. You just fucking just... She just goes into it. And it's not... Wow. That's some nonsense. Okay, let's look at these other videos. This is labeled the 2 easiest ways to dodge Miladia's waterfowl dance at close range. Without target lock. Okay. Whip user detected. Okay, so you juke her under, like you try to do a little half circle around her. And with target lock. With target lock. Okay, you also do the same thing. So that's... that straight up looks like it's not intended because you're abusing the hell... We're looking at that again. You're abusing the hell out of her perfect tracking. That's the same as the one you sent me. Yeah, Lorelai, this is literally the one you sent me. This is the link that you sent me. It really doesn't look that bad. I mean, it doesn't, but it's also something I never would have thought of because I just would have assumed that as soon as the move comes out the first time that it has a hitbox. Okay, and then the last one. Well, the last one besides Noble's video is Elden Ring, Melina unused water. Oh, it's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's just her doing this attack. But that just, like, just look at that shit. Okay, and then Noble sent us a video, so I don't know how fucking loud this is. Let's bump it down just in case. Let's see what Noble sent us. The Instakill, right? Send me a third video of what? I'm not just gonna sit here and watch a bunch of videos. Oh shit! What the fuck is going on? What? What was that? What's actually happening here? Like, obviously, okay, so she must have already been in a riposte during this, right? You're going into riposte as the phase transition. How much damage did that do? It didn't do that much damage, though. So I guess, does her HP regenerate? Is that how it works? And you just stop the regeneration? What is going on? Functionally, what is happening with her HP that it immediately just... She doesn't get her HP back. Because that fight doesn't start with full HP, right? She starts with like 70% or 80%. But strange. That is odd. Okay. Okay. Bill said he sent me one more thing, so let's see what that is. New Game Plus Millennia. True one-hit kill on New Game Plus 7. I mean, fucking sure. Why not? Why not? Might as well. There's some frenzied shit. This isn't the one you knew about, actually. It's just the one that you found first or most easily. What is the helmet that this dude is wearing? Is that the mushroom helmet? And then they stab themselves, okay. This is some nonsense right here. They're doing like 16 different things. And then it did 35,000 damage. See how this is the kind of damage I was expecting you to hit me with when you said my damage was mega low. Oh, and then it just one-shots her in phase 2 because, oh, she has the same amount of HP. That is some bullshit right there. But the thing I'm trying to mention earlier was that, like, in Dark Souls 1, it was so easy for a normal person to hit that kind of damage against a boss. That's a cool way to do it, right? Don't get me wrong. Hitting her out of the sky before her shit actually hits you is neat. Yeah, there's no way to, like, do that as a normal person. That is just some dumb bullshit that some nerds found out. That's bad design. It doesn't exist here. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I would like the damage to be higher or the health to be lower. Just in general for these games. Fights last too long. Anyway, so on Monday, I guess. No, not Monday. On Monday? No, wait, no, we're skipping raids this Monday and Wednesday. So on Monday, we will be finishing this game. Okay? We're gonna go perch ourselves, right? Is it here? Yeah, it's here. We're gonna perch ourselves right out here. On Monday, we're gonna have a stream where I just go through the map with some vague direction. Vague direction on, like, things that I missed from chat that we should see. And then we're gonna end it by someone telling me where the fuck the boiled prawn recipe is, or where I can get boiled prawns, and then we killing the boss while hopped up on boiled prawns, the final boss. But for now, I'm going to take a short break, and then we're gonna swap over to Fatal Fury, take a short break, and then I'm gonna go play some Deadlock off stream. Also, there will be another bonus stream tomorrow. Okay, there will be another bonus stream tomorrow because I didn't get to Persona today. So we will be playing Persona tomorrow. Actually, yeah, no, we'll be playing a little bit of Persona tomorrow. I don't know if we'll be finishing the game because I don't know how much more there is to the game. Because everything else from here is completely blind. But yeah. I'm going to make a note to to highlight my Millennia actual finished run. So let me write that down real quick. It should have been at like 2 hours 20-ish minutes, right? 2:20. And now we're gonna swap over. Nobody tell him where the crabs are. Get out of here, motherfucker. I deserve to know where they are, okay?